Hey, Lee here. Welcome to the poll list for July 18th, 2012, presented by LongboxRadio.com. We got a fair stack of books this week. First up from DC, we have a free special preview for Earth 1, which is actually a trade paperback by Jeff Johns that came out 2 weeks to a month ago. And the best time to release a preview is, of course, after the thing you're trying to preview has already come out. So I guess they're trying to get people to buy that book, which was a great book, apparently. Haven't read it personally, but Gary Frank's on art, Jeff Johns on writing, and so I just want to try to find some art here to show you guys. Some really cool stuff. I like the art quite a bit. So, and it's chock full. Just spinning through this, I've seen like a billion ads for Dark Knight Rises, which may or may not open this week. So, moving on from DC, we have Catwoman number 11, one of Judd Winnick's last issues before it goes off into other creative hands. There it is. Pretty interesting cover for Catwoman there. It's not just her tits and ass on display. It's well, her tits are kind of still present, but all the same. Cool cover. Been actually liking that book. Not a terrible New 52 book. It was a little smutty at first, but hey, there's a place for that too. Justice League number 11. Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, Gary Frank, Scott Williams. Everybody involved there. That's a pretty cool looking cover there as well. We get the continuing Shazam side story, which I've actually really enjoyed. As a standalone book, that would be a great book. So definitely check it out. This is like the premier book to have from the New 52. It's like if you're going to read one book from DC to kind of keep an eye on things, it probably would be Justice League in all honesty. So there it is. It's had its ups and downs, mostly downs at the beginning if you ask me. A book that I just cannot quit for some reason is Supergirl. This is issue 11. I was going to drop the book. And this is apparently the unofficial Ladies of DC week. What with Catwoman, we have Supergirl, Wonder Woman also this week, and Silk Spectre, which I did not pick up. It's not one of the before watching books I'm going to read going forward. However, I'll tell you one of the reasons why I wouldn't be picking it up isn't Amanda Connor's art, which is gorgeous. So I mean, at least you have that going on. Otherwise, that book is very much I don't know, like an after-school drama, man. It's kind of all over the place. Not really Watchmen in feel, but maybe that was the idea. So Supergirl's right here. It's from Michael Green. I mean, it's been a solid book. Honestly, there's never been a point in Supergirl since it's restarted, of course, that I really wanted to jump off the book. I do enjoy the character when written correctly, and it's not too bad in here. And I dropped Green Arrow, and I love Green Arrow, so that's a compliment to Supergirl, I guess, which I'll continue to read. So she's punching robots. I mean, it's cool stuff. Moving on, Wonder Woman, the aforementioned Wonder Woman, Brian Azzarello, Cliff Chang bringing us Wonder Woman there, which is a book I do like. The art style has been used, it's been consistent since the beginning, which is something you can't really say about a lot of New 52 books. This creative team has pretty much stayed on this book most of this time. Past that, the writing's all right. The story that's being told maybe isn't my favorite Wonder Woman story. I did kind of like what they were doing, what J. Michael Straczynski was doing with the plot before when they rebooted Wonder Woman after issue 600 and whatnot, and they gave her the pants. I actually did enjoy that quite a bit, and this is kind of a departure from that. It's been all right. The art's been super cool. It's been kind of tied to a more on the mythology of Wonder Woman and her family and whatnot, and Zeus and all those cool guys. So if you like that, that's probably a book for you. Otherwise, it's just kind of a cool, moody take on Wonder Woman. Anyways, Dynamite books, we have Spider 3. Between Spider and The Shadow from Dynamite, I think I'm going to stay on The Spider, coming to us from David Liss. I've enjoyed it. I like the story where it is right now. It's kind of a cool noir story set in much like a Rob Zombie movie. Not in the same, but kind of like there's cell phones and stuff afoot, but you don't really know when the book takes place, and that's kind of a cool little thing going on there. So, and that's the last comparison to Rob Zombie for that book. Darkness, number 105, I believe, coming to us from David Hine, of course. Been a super cool book. Last issue kind of ended with a little twist where Jackie Estaccado's doppelganger was banging his wife. So cool stuff. Moving on, we have Saga number 5, talking about banging wives. Sextillion, we visited the planet of Sextillion last issue. Brian K. Vaughan now taking us somewhere else cool. We have the Prince there, who's just a badass robot with a TV for a head. I mean, if based on that cover alone, you aren't at least a little interested in this book, this Saga's amazing. It's one of my favorite books from Image right now. I'm just going to crack into a random page and show you some art and crazy stuff happening. Look at this. Look at that. Crazy. Anyway, super cool book. We're at issue 5. Go back, pick up all the back issues so you can find them, and start reading Saga, because it is amazing. Fiona Staples on the art, by the way. Moving on to Marvel, and I wish they wouldn't, but Avengers vs. X-Men, this is round 8. We're on the, we crossed the hump. We're on the way down now, so hopefully, I mean, Namor's just messing stuff up on the cover there, but come on, man. I don't know. If you listen to the podcast, we're having more and more trouble stomaching the X-Men characters and how they're written. This particular one, we got Bendis on writing, so as far as a book with this many character goes, this should probably be one of the better ones, hopefully. I don't know, man. I got nothing more to say. I just want to see how this wraps up, so I know if it was actually terrible or not. Because they're painting the X-Men, namely Cyclops, to be such a weird villain that he has to bite it, right? Anyway, Avengers Academy number 33. Okay, yeah, we got Emma Stone because I haven't seen enough of her lately, sitting in the remains of, I guess, Justin Sentinel there. I like Avengers Academy. I actually did enjoy last issue. Emma Frost kind of got her comeuppance. X-23 kind of came to the aid of the Avengers Academy kids, and it was actually a really cool single issue. Apparently, it's continuing on to this one. I thought it was done, but Emma Frost just can't be kept down, so she'll be back and hopefully gets her ass kicked again. Probably the first and last issue of this I'll get, but Captain Marvel number 1 right there. If you listen to the podcast number 35, I badmouth Avenging Spider-Man, which has Captain Marvel, and it's written by the same person here, DeConnick. I don't know. It's cool. It's the first issue. It's a new character. It's Carol Danvers, who was previously Miss Marvel, is now taking up the mantle of Kree superhero Captain Marvel, and that's pretty much all you need to know. She's thrown on some new threads. Otherwise, it's basically Miss Marvel with a new hairdo. So that's that. The character originally designed by Jamie McKelvey, just by the way. So Jamie McKelvey, keep it up, man. Keep designing stuff. Daredevil number 15, The Man Without Fear. We have Matt Murdock, who's without his senses, lost somewhere in Latveria. So cool stuff. Last issue kind of ended kind of funny with Daredevil, trying to make his escape and not realizing he's being dragged away as a prisoner. So Mark Waid, keep it up. Congratulations as well. I believe Mark Waid did win Eisner's for his work on Daredevil, and won Best Single Issue, which went to Daredevil as well. So a small golf clap all around. Invincible Iron Man number 521, The Future Part 1. So again, new story arc. These story arcs just kind of bleed together because it feels like it's been on one big story arc for the last 20 issues or so. But there it is. We have the mystery Iron Man in the top corner there. We don't know who he is yet, but we'll find out soon, hopefully. There it is. Moving on, we got Secret Service is coming to us from Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons. Dave Gibbons, of course, famously from Watchmen. Mark Millar, famously from every successful book that's been turned into a movie for the past 5 years or so. Great book. We have a uncle kind of taking his nephew under his wing and teaching him to be a Secret Service agent. There's a cool plot afoot as well. So cool stuff, cool art, good writing, violent. What more is there to say? X-O Manowar, of course, it is the summer of Valiant, and X-O Manowar continues with issue 3. We're going to see, maybe the X-O Manowar suit doing some badass stuff finally this issue, but it's been a cool first 2 issues. I mean, that's the way you tell an origin story. You start it just kind of way in the middle of nowhere, just kind of allude to the fact that he'll be a superhero. Second one, you get the dude in the suit. Third one, he's kicking ass, and that's all there really is to it. So, I got a little bonus in this video. HeroClix. Now, I thought I was out of the HeroClix game. And what are HeroClix? Well, you may ask. First of all, this set is the Chaos War set, and there's some really cool stuff in this particular set, such as, there's a Zemo one. Sentry's on the top, so I assume he gets a rare somewhere in the set. We have the FF, that thing, I need to own it there, and whatnot, so we got the Avengers on the bottom there. What HeroClix is, if you're unaccustomed, is they're little plastic, little statues like this. And to give you an example, here's an Iron Man drone. That's what a HeroClix may or may not look like, and they have a bunch of numbers, and they're on a dial that you actually spin. And for 10 years, they have not yet perfected the technology of spinning these dials. If you've ever played HeroClix or held one in your hand and tried to spin the dials, you know what I'm talking about. This is probably the best one they've ever done, in that it's a circle on a circle, so it's very easy to grip. Because let's be honest, people who are going to be playing with HeroClix are big mitts like myself. So what HeroClix is you get the little statues and whatnot. This is a booster pack, so I got 5 characters in it, and it's like a tabletop, role-playing game, more or less, depending on how you play. You can play like a straight-up, me versus you. We can do scenarios and whatnot. People do almost like a D&D kind of thing with it, where they create their own scenarios and use the characters, and you level up and whatnot. The main game, more or less, would be, of course, they're collectible, too. That's why I pick them up. But for Iron Man here, for example, he comes with a little card, and they didn't always come with cards, but he has certain powers and abilities and whatnot, and has a little information about him on the back. So he's got all these different moves, and then you would learn the rules, and you can move so far and use your moves, once per turn and whatnot. And the idea is, like any RPG, to deplete the other guy's team. Every HeroClix has a point value. You would usually be like, let's do 1,000 points. So if I was versing Mike might bust out his Sentry HeroClix, which would basically be his entire team, because that HeroClix has such a high number. Meanwhile, if I choose a bunch of smaller X-Men characters or something like that, I could have 8 versus 1, and it would still be an even fight. So it's cool stuff, and they do DC, they do Marvel. They've done Halo and stuff like that. Lord of the Rings, I think, had some HeroClix and stuff done as well. So in this particular pack, they're just cool to collect all the same. They used to look kind of silly. They're a lot better now. Like the art and the sculpting and the painting and whatnot is much better than it used to be. So that's Iron Man drone. I got a pretty cool rare in this one. Now I was going for Zemo or one of the FF members, but I can't complain about this. It's a rare for sure. We have Thor and Hercules, and of course this is Chaos War, so that just makes sense. So that's a pretty cool HeroClix. The rares have a gold bottom now, so that's pretty cool. All the same. Other than that, I got Wonder Man. Like, who really cares about Wonder Man? So Wonder Man fans. We got Tony Stark with his briefcase, Iron Man 2 and whatnot. So there's that. I'm gonna show you some of these actually a little closer up. I have some more cool ones, so I'm gonna go off mic for a second. So bear with me. Alright, so I have some pretty badass ones. Moon Knight's one of my favorite ones. It's a really old one. Didn't even have a card, if I remember correctly. But I got a Prowler back there. I got this Mysterio, which is probably my favorite HeroClix I have. Past that, there was a really cool X-Men set out. I got Blob in the back there. You can see him. It came with some big ones. So I have a Sentinel. I have Nemesis there. I also had... where is he? A Frost Giant. Yeah, there he is. Cool stuff. Valkyrie in the back on her horse there. So if you've never seen HeroClix before, these are probably, it's a lot to take, but we got some DC ones. There's Superman. He's just kind of chilling out amongst all these Marvel heroes. Iron Fist. We got Bullseye. Of course, that's Dark Avengers Bullseye. Jameson there, looking hilarious. Some of the newer DC ones looked really cool. I got a Green Arrow here. That's badass. That Green Lantern's pretty cool as well. I got a Deadpool, of course. I got a Deadpool Cable one, which is actually, again, one of my favorite ones I have. Just really cool detail and whatnot. There's a Wolverine, there's a Batman standing. That's a Dick Grayson Batman, so figure that one out. A lot of cool stuff. So, I mean, if you're looking for yet another thing to collect, and who isn't, HeroClix might be for you. So check it out. And there's some Brightest Day figures that are in no way related to HeroClix. And that is the pull list for this week. Go listen to LBR podcast number 35. Go see Batman this weekend, like I have to tell you to. And we'll be back next week with another pull list and more comic books to talk about. So we'll see you then.